So Trump talked about the herd mentality, that we're gonna develop a herd brain or something. That means effectively that he is waiting for enough people to have been exposed to the virus and or have a vaccine that effectively it will be too difficult for the virus to freely propagate from individual and it will sort of wear itself out in the population. The issue with that has been noted many times, maybe 50 times on this show. We've gone over the statistics, but let's talk about Dr. Fauci, who earlier this month said, if everyone contracted it, even with the relatively high percent of people without symptoms, a lot of people are going to die. Letting the virus spread uncontrollably to achieve herd immunity would bring the death toll to a level that's, quote, totally unacceptable. That's what Dr. Fauci said. He goes on to say, if you look at the United States of America with our epidemic of obesity, as it were, with the number of people with hypertension, with the number of people with diabetes, if everyone got infected, the death toll would be enormous and totally unacceptable. Unacceptable to Dr. Fauci. I'm assuming unacceptable to all of us on either side of this camera, but it appears to be totally acceptable to Donald Trump. I mean, he's accepted 200,000 American deaths sort of officially recorded without batting an eyelash. I mean, if it gets up there to 1 million to 2 million, how much sleep do we think he's going to lose?
New question that needs to be asked every time he says it is what it is. And I think we've done a great job. I mean, also, Jared Kushner, they all say all this stuff about how awesome it is and the great response we've had. Mike Pence, because he's had to be put in charge of it. All this. So every time they say how great they've done, just ask them, what's our threshold to where it's a bad job? What number should we start criticizing and complaining your response? Is it 250,000? Is it 500,000? Is it 1 million people? Make them put a number on how many people they think can die before they begin to care.
Yeah.
Hit them with that one, because apparently 200,000 is not a problem. But there's plenty of people in this country, maybe the friends and families of 200,000 people, that think that's maybe one too many because of the way that their lives have been affected by it. Make the people that are okay with it answer, when is it not okay?
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because we almost had it for today in the email that I sent to you last night. We were gonna have it. I'm gonna start a series of videos, probably between now and the election, if he gets reelected, maybe longer, called COVID Flashback. And it's going to be playing videos of individuals in the media and Trump administration officials, including Trump, and what they have said over time about the pandemic. And there was one relatively early on when at one point the COVID death estimates were being revised down, that had a Fox News host sort of like bragging, oh, they said it was gonna be 200,000. Well, it's not even a fraction of that by August. So let's just reopen the economy, because we do have to remember what these people were saying, what they were advocating for, how they were manipulating what we knew at that time to get the sort of economic outcomes that they wanted. And so we're gonna have that coming up, maybe starting tomorrow, we'll see. But really fast, on the numbers, on herd immunity once again, I wanna give you just a ballpark estimate of what we have to assume at this point is the strategy, at least at the federal government level. States might be taking it more responsibly, some appear to be, but the federal government wants herd immunity. Most scientists think 60 to 80% of the population needs to be vaccinated or have natural antibodies, i.e. be exposed to the virus, to achieve herd immunity. And again, I will add, very few of these articles do. That is assuming that you can develop a relatively long-lasting or permanent immunity to this virus, which has not been established, okay? Herd immunity exists for some diseases and not for others for that very reason. All of this conversation is assuming this will be one of those, and perhaps it will, but we don't know. Let's say it is. The coronavirus has infected less than 2% of the US population. This is as of August 13th, and had already killed 167,000 people. That was back in August, 2%. We need 30 to 40 times as many people to be infected. Now, does that mean that the death toll would be 30 to 40 times higher? Perhaps not, but it would be a lot higher than it is now. And it is not in any way an exaggeration to say that millions of people will die if we pursue this as a national strategy. Now, some of those people can get the vaccine, assuming a vaccine does actually come. that it's made available, that it's affordable, and all of that, and it actually works. We don't know any of those things yet, but we do know that what we have before the vaccine is a strategy of the herd mentality.
John, all you did was go through a normal, logical explanation, and honestly, a dive, not even a deep dive, a dive into how something like this works. So if you're gonna throw around the term like herd immunity, and certain numbers of people need to get it, and it'll all be fine once this happens, like they've been pushing, you have to understand those very simple things. Because they're also bragging, by the way, this is where their arguments collide. They're arguing about how few, as far as the entire population, actually have it. That's like a victory lap for them, right? And then when you talk about the fatality rate, case fatality rate, all those things that they're bragging about, in order to have your herd mentality / immunity, Donald Trump, you gotta infect a lot more people. Are people volunteering to be infected? Are people volunteering to take this unproven vaccine that you are claiming is coming out in the next 2 weeks? All these things that you're talking about happening that haven't happened yet. If you think you're gonna get to a logical endpoint, you have to think out the full equation. All you did, John, was go through the equation. This is what our administration of the United States of America has not fully vetted out, is the equation. It's not super calculus. It's like addition. It's just this plus that equals that. In order to get to our last point, we have to add these 3 things together. And those 3 things are just completely overlooked because we just honestly don't care about getting to that last point.
Well, JR, you think you're so clever, but I can answer one of those. Are people volunteering to be exposed? Some, they were at a rally over the weekend. They're gonna be in Target in a video we're gonna show people a little bit later on. Some people are volunteering. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.